Hello, and welcome to another episode of That Made Your List, a weekly podcast where an average, ordinary film fan, me, interviews other average, ordinary film fans. My name is Dave Goodger, and joining me today, we've got Mark Boric. Hello, Mark.
Hi, how's it going, Dave? Glad to be a part of your podcast.
Yeah, that's great. I'd love to have you on. Thank you very much. Okay, before we get going through these questions here, why don't you tell myself and the listeners a little bit about yourself?
Well, I guess like last summer I started getting into the whole YouTube movie trivia stuff, like amateur stuff. Just from our love of the Smowdown.
Yep.
And then and now it's just getting bigger and bigger, and I'm just happy to be a part of riding the wave. I've always loved movies. I have a massive movie DVD Blu-ray collection. I think it's near 900 films. Yep. And I just love doing anything revolving around movies right now.
Okay.
Just having a blast.
Fantastic. Okay. Right. We'll crack on to these questions then. Let's start at the top with, it's one that most people seem to struggle with, but I always get a big kick out of. What's your favourite film?
Oh, for me, that's extremely easy. It started when I first saw it back when I was 4, and my babysitter marathon the original trilogy of Star Wars. But it's Star Wars Empire Strikes Back, without a doubt.
Empire.
Okay. That's my favorite film of all time. Like, it's a damn near perfect film. It's got everything that I would love it. I love in a film, and Star Wars.
No, absolutely. I think if those that are Star Wars fans, I think almost to a man, it's definitely in the high 90s, I'd say, as a percentage rate. It's people's favourite Star Wars film.
Oh yeah, like you've got the whole big. I don't want to spoil it for anyone in case you haven't seen it yet, but
yeah,
the big reveal at the end.
A massive reveal for a, what is it, 43, 48-year-old film. No, it's got to be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's no, because it came out in 80, so
38.
So it's 38.
Yeah, my maths.
Yeah, no worries.
No, absolutely. As you say, it's got everything in there. It's got the romance story. It's got the action. It's got the cliffhanger ending to bring it into the next one as well. It really does tie it into, as you say, being the first, definitely that I remember, the first sequel better than the original.
Oh yeah, without it. And the original is really, really great itself, but it's just like the Empire is just above it, and I love it. So it's without a doubt my favorite film.
Yeah.
The battle. You start off with the Battle of Hoth. Like, come on.
Yeah, when you go from there, when you, as you said, they're all lined up in the trench there, all the guys in the trench, and then you just see zoom through, and you see just the foot of the attack coming down.
Oh,
and
yeah.
Zoom back, these massive behemoth things just walking towards you. Like, they've got no chance. It's a film obviously that stayed in the pop culture, even up to and including the Marvel films now with Spider-Man in Civil War.
In Civil War, yeah.
I saw this really old film about Star Wars. Yeah, it's a hell of a film there.
And it's everything about it still holds up. Like the technology, the graph, like the editing, the visuals, everything. You can watch it right now and still it'll feel relevant.
No, absolutely.
Sorry.
No. Okay, I get what you mean.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's directed not by George Lucas as some that maybe not as into the films as myself and a lot of the listeners are, but rather by Irving Kershner, who came in after the first one. He's had shall we say, an interesting series of films as a director. He's not really. I think it's safe to say that Empire is probably his biggest film that he's ever directed. It's the one that jumps out to me. He's the director of RoboCop 2, which always good. I can't argue with it. Star Wars I'm a massive Star Wars fan myself.
Oh yeah,
it's always going to be there or thereabouts with it all. A great start. Okay, moving on then. This is one that changes obviously with depending on what you watch, even sometimes on the day. But what's the last film you watched?
Well, the original answer I had given you on Friday was I had just finished marathoning all of the Middle Earth movies, so Lord of the Rings and unfortunately the Hobbit films. Oof. But I had told you Battle of Five Armies, and I was like, I don't really want to talk about that one. So last night I threw on a comedy that I really enjoy, and that's Ted with Mark Wahlberg and Seth MacFarlane.
Yes.
And Mila Kunis. Like, it's a good for me. It's a good comedy. Yeah. Like, Seth MacFarlane's hit when it comes to his movies, it's hit and miss. Like A Million Ways to Die in the West is not that good.
Not the best. Not the best.
But and I'm personally a huge fan of Mark Wahlberg when he does comedies. Like both Ted movies, Ted 1 and 2, I think are really great, really good.
Yeah.
And also the other guys, it's just like it's another one of those comedies that you can just throw on and just laugh.
Yes.
But like Ted, it actually tells it's a comedy also with a little bit of a heartfelt story with a teddy bear that's a stoner. Mm-hmm. How can you go wrong?
Yeah. No,
and of course it's got Sam Jones, so.
Yeah. As I say, with Seth MacFarlane is obviously mainly known for his Family Guy work rather than the feature films. But with Ted, I think he struck gold. That you say that Mark Wahlberg connection with the teddy bear itself and the story through it. It's just it's in equal parts absolute gross out humour.
Gross out humor, and it's also got a heartfelt.
It's got an amazing heartfelt story through it. I always enjoy it just for the Flash Gordon cameo in there. It's always makes me chuckle seeing that in there.
And you've also got the narrator Patrick Stewart. Like,
yes,
he could honestly, you could give him like the back of a milk carton, and he'd make it hilarious.
Yes, no, absolutely.
Like the whole talking about the Apache helicopter, it's just like, how does that fit in the film? And you still laugh your ass off. You hear talking when he starts talking about it.
Yeah. No, it really is a great film, and probably one of it's with sort of the adult comedies as it is really, because you wouldn't show it to a young kid with it. It's got a lot more heart than the likes of American Pie, which is probably the most other popular gross out humour of the type.
Yeah.
But whereas American Pie is all more straight out and is all humour. American, as you say, Ted really does bring the heart with there, and the story of this lad, this guy that never really grows up, other than his teddy bear that comes to life. Where do you see Seth MacFarlane's future going there? Because obviously he had this, then the Million Ways to Die in the West.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I haven't seen his Star Trek type of TV show. Orville, yep.
Yeah, I saw the first episode.
I've not seen that. I'm really hoping that he makes a Ted 3. Mm-hmm. Just because, there's still potential with that.
Yeah.
But also, Family Guy's it's kind of becoming pretty stale.
Yeah. Over
the last several years, but if you've ever watched American Dad, American Dad, I'll still watch, and it's. I think American Dad has surpassed Family Guy as the more enjoyable.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, because of the timing that Family Guy started in the 99 and going on with that, it has more pop culture.
Yeah.
Stability. But I really hope American Dad doesn't go away anytime soon. Because I'm still a huge fan of him.
No. Okay. Brilliant. Moving on then, it's we'll get into the genre section of it. What's your favourite action film?
Action. For right now, just because it does change a bit.
Yep.
But for one that I'll always rewatch a couple times a year, or since it came out, Mad Max Fury Road.
Okay.
It just it's an awesome car chase, like.
Yes.
And it's just the visual, the sounds.
Yep.
There's not too much of a story, but it's a lot of it is the car chase.
Yeah.
And just and Mad Max and Furiosa and all of them trying to get to this mythical land where they can be saved from Immortal Joe and all of them. But it's just like the road. It's just like I believe it's however long it is. It's a feast. It's a feast for the eyes, without a doubt, and also the ears too.
Yeah,
you got the guitar player with that. When he plays it, it shoots fire and all that. It's just
the front of the
so
vehicle
awesome.
as they're coming down through. Yes. As you say, on my original list when I did sort of put my own list up on there at the start, I had this down as one of my overrated films.
Ooh.
Yeah, purely simply because there was a lot of people that were raving about it. Oh, Fury Road is. I'd only seen it the once at the time.
Yeah.
And it is a film where I think you can watch it first for the spectacle and watch it for the Mad Max. But then if you watch it the second time, you get more Furiosa coming through. You get more of, as you say, of the chase element of it.
Oh yeah,
and see the hard work, obviously, of George Miller coming back into the series again after the massive break that there was. I mean, if I did my list again now, it wouldn't be one of them. But I didn't want to fall back into the standard tropes of the overrated ones, and that was one that at the time sort of dropped into it. But as you say, George Miller absolutely pulls it out the bag again. After the gap in between the two. I mean, how many years was it between Thunderdome and
Thunderdome came out in '87, I believe.
I believe so.
And this came out in 2015. Yeah, 2015.
Yeah. Obviously, he's worked. Yeah, '85 was Thunderdome.
Okay.
Yeah, '85 was Thunderdome. So yeah, 30 years. Another one with a massive 30-year gap in between them coming into there. He's a guy that doesn't really do bad films when he's actually got him going through in there. The Witch of Eastwick in '87 after there was absolutely amazing. Babe, admittedly, it's a completely different way of doing a film compared to the other ones. And then Happy Feet, which I absolutely adore. Happy Feet, that film I can sit and watch, and you can't help but be swept away with the whole story of it.
Mm-hmm.
But then to go from those and then the sequel, and then again dive back into Mad Max, it's just obviously animation into the live action again. It's just a totally different way of making films.
Oh God, yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of something that I'm hoping that Star Wars will give Dave Filoni a chance with.
Oh yes, at some point he needs to be given
an actual feature film,
actual live action on it. He's for those of you who aren't as listening, because I know we've got some people that aren't as massively into it. Dave Filoni is he's not head of the story group as such, but at the moment he's lead story writer on the animated Star Wars films.
Yeah, or Star TV.
Yes, Star Wars TV series.
Rebels and the Clone Wars.
Yeah. But yeah, he knows his stuff. He's massively entrenched in the Star Wars lore now, and I think Christian Harloff said it best on the Collider shows. I think he will get his shot with one or two episodes of Jon Favreau's TV series that he's producing.
Yeah,
I think, and if he hits those, then I think you'll see him get pulled out and do an anthology film, and then a chance to do a saga film.
I know, honestly, if he does an anthology film, it's more likely going to be Ahsoka.
Yes, she is his baby. No one can use it without his express permission. That's how much of a character is his. dialing back into Fury Road, obviously, it won was it six Oscars in 2016 for it? 6 Oscars. It won what was it? Best editing, best costume
sound
design, sound mixing, sound editing, production design, and I think it was makeup as well. I think was the last one.
Yeah, which all those make perfect sense.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And then also there was also nominations as well in I think it's at least 3 others.
Yeah, pretty sure it was nominated for Best Picture too.
Yeah, as I say, it's one that I've learned to appreciate by watching it multiple times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and of course I can get it how like seeing it just the one time. And hearing everyone just rave about it, you can get a little bit of you can feel that it's overrated.
Yeah.
But like it's definitely one of those films that you can just watch and listen to the visuals and the sounds, and it's, like I said, it's a perfect feast.
Yeah. No,
for your eyes and ears.
Absolutely. It's again, it's the way that a quirk with George Miller, something he did fantastic well, especially in this. It was shot in sequence, so there was no jumping back and forth with it.
Oh yeah,
everything that was shot in sequence with it all. It's quite cool actually. Tom Hardy's actually signed up for another 3 Mad Max films.
Yeah.
So the option's there to have Max carry on going through. Whether or not the studios, I think there's some kind of uproar at the moment with some kind of loyalty payment between George Miller and Warner Brothers. I think he came in under budget and was due a bonus, but then they said no, we want some reshoots, and that took him over budget, and they're not paying him his bonus now. That might kick up some kind of problem with any more sequels. But
oh yeah.
Okay, right. Okay, we'll move on to finish then. We'll move into your horror. What's your favourite horror film?
My favorite horror film, like, I'm not. Anyone that knows me knows that I get scared watching horror films. I get scared easily, but so I don't watch a lot of them. I kind of like to consider myself Joss McCouga that way.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I would have to go with The Conjuring, the first Conjuring film.
Yeah.
Just because, like, hey. That was one of those movies that I kept hearing everyone just talk about and rave about, so I was like, I had to watch it.
Yep.
After watching it, I had trouble sleeping for the next 3 days. But it was so good. The Warrens doing their investigations and just everything that was happening in there. It scared the crap out of me, but it was also really good.
Yeah, I'm with you. I mean, as I've mentioned many a time on many of these podcasts, I like the idea of a horror film.
Yeah.
The practicality of it, though, really does. It's something completely different. I'll get just past the credits and my spine will start tingling, and I'll be like, no, I'm watching something else.
I know.
Yeah. So The Conjuring is one that I haven't seen. I know the story behind it, but yeah, I'm not a horror. I'm not a horror fan myself with it all. Although James Wan is a guy that I really, the director, I really do
enjoy.
Yeah, he's the kind of guy that I can sit and watch his films of. Obviously, he's got the Aquaman movie coming up soon. His Fast and Furious 7 for me is one of the best of the second half of the franchise with it.
Oh yeah, no, like I'll agree with that. Even though it's one of those, the Fast and Furious franchise. That's definitely a franchise that I don't really enjoy, but I'll still watch all the films.
Yeah. No, that's understandable. I say that they are for a particular. They're a type. You either like those or they don't. There's no middle ground with the Fast and Furious. I like the first one.
Oh yeah.
The second and third, I really, really didn't like. But then 4 was the bottom of the barrel. Then 5, when they turned to Fast 5, that's when it stepped away from being what it was.
Yeah, a big factor for me is for me to watch them is, of course, The Rock being the big wrestling fan that I am. Yeah, no, but like with The Conjuring, like like there was, it was definitely a case of like when you it's not jump scares for the sake of jump scares. It was
Mm-hmm.
more of a uh, they'd happen when you absolutely least suspect them, and when you suspected something to happen,
Yeah.
nothing did. So like that makes a good horror film for me.
Yeah.
But like also, like I said, I don't watch a lot of them because I get scared way too easily.
Right. Yeah, as I say, I've got nothing I can add on this film. It's one that the concept is one that, as I say, will keep me awake even if I read too much about it. I know what I'm like. So I will agree with the fact that it's more than welcome on your list. I've got nothing to say about it, and we'll move swiftly on to what's your favourite drama.
My favorite drama. I'm probably going to have to combine this one with number 8. What movie makes you most sad? Because it's probably the same way.
No?
But it's The Wrestler, starring Mickey Rourke.
Oh yes.
Like, as someone who was a professional wrestler and who has met a couple people that have been in the same boat as Randy the Ram, where it's just like you're way past your prime. You can't really do anything else.
Yeah.
Being a pro wrestler is all you know how to do, and as someone who's definitely hung around the indies, the indie scene of pro wrestling and all that. Unfortunately, you do see this, and sometimes you do see like a good example of currently if anyone like Virgil or from Ted DiBiase's old manager.
Yes.
You see him at conventions. It's kind of sad.
Mm-hmm.
With he just because like it's like that scene right there. Just like he's always there, but no one. Very few people are there, or kind of don't really remember you, but it's just like you can only live and hold on to what you've done in the past, and then it also like broken relationships. That's something, unfortunately, especially like in the 80s and 90s, like that's something that's unfortunately prevalent with a lot of wrestlers, broken families.
Yeah.
Just because you're away from most of the year, like literally, like maybe you come home maybe once a week.
Yeah.
And just spend time with your families. Other than that, you're traveling. Especially if you were with the WWF at the time.
Yes.
They had 3 different touring brands, so basically A, B, and C.
Yeah.
You'd be literally all over the place, and a lot of times the traveling didn't make too much sense. Like you'd be going through A to B, C, going back to C would be in between A and B.
Yep.
It's just like and unfortunately, and that's a film that absolutely broke my heart. Like, especially at the end, and that speech he's giving his daughter.
Yeah.
And just like you throw in Marissa Tomei, him getting recognized at the deli, at the supermarket, and just like freaking out. It's definitely the film that makes me the most sad, and it's also my favorite drama. And so I don't complain about the Oscars, really.
Yeah.
But for this one here not to win the Oscar, and also for Bruce Springsteen not to win for Best Original Song for One Trick Pony, that is something that still bugs me a lot so much, just because of what the song and the film itself has meant for me.
Yeah, no, absolutely. It got nominated for lead actor and support for Mickey Rourke, and then supporting actress for Marissa Tomei. I'm a wrestling fan myself, and it's the side of the industry that the majority of the fans either turn a blind eye to or don't know about themselves. But yeah, it's definitely it's not an easy watch if you're a wrestling fan to watch it, knowing what actually happens. Obviously directed by Darren Aronofsky, who actually does a sterling job, a fantastic job on here. with on the wrestling side of it, it's with the whole journey stuff yourself, as you're saying there, with the 300 plus days a year actually on a trip on the road. It's part of what The Rock has stated many times. It's why he's able to work so hard in the industry, in the film industry, because he's used to it. He's used to not being there. He's used the film industry and working on 2 or 3 films a year. Is still doing less work than when he was wrestling and working 300 days.
And you've also got to remember, like, pretty much he was an absolute top star from late '98 through early 2001. He was like the biggest. So him and Austin, and then later on Triple H, and before that Undertaker. But him and Austin for '98. Austin had 99 and 98. Rock had Austin led it into the big period. Rock carried it in to the beginning of 2001 when he first started doing the the Mummy Returns. Scorpion King.
Mummy Returns. He did a little bit in there, didn't he?
Yeah.
Mummy Returns. He did a little bit, and then Scorpion King was the. Yeah, I'm sure he'd like to forget about Mummy Returns as well for his performance in there. Darren Aronofsky, though, I mean, here's a director that again is brought up with some absolutely stellar work in there. I mean, it's Requiem for a Dream,
Black Swan.
Yeah, Mother, I'm not so much of a fan of. I'll be honest.
Yeah,
that one's one that's always going to be.
That's still a film that I probably may see. I'm just not. I personally am not a really religious person, so the religious films don't appeal to me.
Yep. No, I get it. Absolutely.
But it just so like that's why I'm always hesitant and if I should see Mother or not. But like I said, like just because like Black Swan and the rest are definitely two of the films one of the films I really, really enjoy, and the other one I also really appreciate.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, with Mickey Rourke in this, I mean, he was so dialed into the role that the actual blading he actually blades his forehead himself in there during the film. That's the level of realism we wanted for it.
And in that it was probably an ultra-violent match that actually happens in a promotion called that it was actually took place in Philadelphia or New Jersey-based promotion now, Combat Zone Wrestling.
Yep.
Which is known for that type of stuff.
Yeah, a whole different world away from WWE as it is now in a majority of the wrestling companies. Brilliant, fantastic. We'll move on a little bit then. It's lighten the mood a little bit as you would. What's your favourite comedy?
Oh, my favourite comedy. It would definitely once again this year's going to be combined with my number 9 for movie I know the most. I could pretty much say word for word.
Yeah.
But it's South Park, Bigger, Longer, Uncut.
Okay. Yeah. Absolutely.
Or actually, no. I'll switch it up. Like I'll save that for number 9.
Okay.
But and for comedy, Basketball.
What was that? Sorry.
Basketball. The other movie.
Yes.
Yeah. Yes. And that's just it's stupid. It's stupid. It's fun. It's immature.
Yeah.
But god damn, go back and watch our Full Metal commentaries that I did with myself.
Yeah.
Tim Smith, and Sean Sandberg. Like we were just laughing the entire film. Like it was nonstop. Like could not stop laughing no matter how many times I've seen that movie, and I've seen it a lot.
Yeah.
And it's just like I crack. If I can get someone new to watch it, like we did with Son.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god, just experiencing their reactions and just like I said, non-stop laughing.
Yeah, I mean I have seen it. It was a long while ago that I did see it, and I can't remember a huge amount about it. I'll be honest with you.
Yeah. if you haven't seen it since like it came out in '98, then like that's understandable because like,
Yeah.
but it's just like basically it's a combination of basketball and baseball
Okay.
without any real athletics
That sounds
other
like my kind
than
of sport.
yeah. And basically, your goal is if you're on defense, you're trying to psych out the guy shooting for the basket,
Okay.
and it's basketball, but with baseball rules. So like you get like you shoot. It's kind of like horse, but
Right.
you've got like a baseball diamond that you're playing from, but like and you're shooting from different spots. Is it a home run? Is it a single? Is it a double? Whatever. And if you're on defense, you're trying to do anything you can to psych out your opponent to make them miss
Right.
without actually touching them. So,
Okay.
and it's just one of those films that no matter what type of mood I'm in, I can just throw it on and just if I'm in an upset mood or if I'm unhappy or if I'm sad or whatever, I can throw it on and instantly become happy and just start laughing.
Yeah. No, absolutely. I mean, the director is David Zucker, who
Yeah, Dave Zucker, yeah.
started on absolute, for me, one of my all-time favourite films and one that I make my kids watch every now and again. Started off obviously directing with Airplane in 1980.
Oh yeah, Airplane, yeah.
I mean, that is a film that will never cease to get me in stitches.
No.
Every time I watch that. Moving up then into obviously the Top Secret, but then the Naked Gun films in 88 and 91. Those two are you can't ask for two better sort of not quite situational comedy ones, but almost
spoof comedies.
Yeah,
I'd say.
yeah.
And you throw in Mel Brooks,
Yes.
and you've got like the kings of the spoof comedies.
Yes, absolutely. Obviously, I think it fell off the track a little bit with in the early 2000s with a couple of scary movie films, but
the first two, I'll debate that the first two are good.
Scary Movie I really like because I was a massive fan of Scream and I like the parody of the Scream with it.
Yeah.
But once you get into like
three, four, five, and then all the other ones like Date Movie, Epic Movie, Meet the Spartans, all those. Those are just oh my god.
Oh god. Yeah, we'll not
pretty much all of those are.
Yeah. No, absolutely. That's great. As I say, I can't remember a huge amount about basketball. It's one that I will have to sit myself down and watch or hunt out and watch again at some point because I do like a good not gross out humour, but I like a good comedy that can make me think as well and keep me going every time.
Oh yeah.
Okay, fantastic. Kind of on the same kind of switch with it, but what's a film that makes you happy?
Film that makes me happy. As a play to my first answer, I'd go with just off the top of my head, Star Wars episode 4, A New Hope.
Oh yes.
Just because it's probably like the title says, hope. There's a lot of hope in there.
Yep.
And it's just like you've got Luke Skywalker, basically this moisture farmer that's kind of like feels like he's trapped, but he wants to go out. He wants to go out and do more. Yes, starts off a little whiny, but like once he gets past that, and it actually he becomes the hero of the rebellion.
No, absolutely.
Just like that. That's just one of those films that you can just watch and just get really hopeful and happy. In my opinion.
I mean, I had this back and forth with one of my workmates. I was being maybe a little bit argumentative with him. I turned around to him and said, "Well, but it's not really a very good film." I mean, don't get me wrong. I absolutely adore Star Wars. There's even parts of all three prequels that I quite like. Only parts of them all. But it's it's very much of a George Lucas film. Some of the dialogue is clunky. It's very wooden. As you say, Luke Skywalker is a whiny teenager in it. He's not during the first film. He's not really the most likable character in there.
No.
You love Ben. You like Han. You're straight in there for Chewie and 3PO.
Oh yeah,
but
R2.
But Luke is a whiny little teen. But I wanted to go to Tashi Station to pick up some power converters.
Oh
yeah. That said, if it's on, I will make everyone in the room sit down and watch it. I'm not switching channel if I flip across to it. So.
Oh yeah, no, I hear you on that.
Yeah, it's that right bit. Parts of it is one of the few with the special editions that George Lucas came out with, where the increased explosions at the end on the Death Star with it in there, and the more ships.
Trench run, yeah.
Yeah, the more ships actually attacking the Death Star, so it's not just 5 ships coming to attack this massive space station. The special edition actually increased it a little bit. With this one, and in all honesty, when it comes to the special editions, for the most part, the only real negative is Jabba's palace in Return of the Jedi. Yeah,
with all the added stuff the
extra song didn't need the song in there.
No,
at all.
But for the most part, other than that, when it comes to the special editions, they didn't really hurt the films, in my opinion. Just with the exception of Jabba's palace and that stuff.
Yeah.
Jedi Rock song.
Okay, brilliant. Moving on then. Right, as you say, we've covered with the wrestler. We've covered a film that makes you sad, and you started to tell us about a film that you know the script of as well. But we'll jump into that now, then. So, name a film that you know practically the entire script of.
Oh yeah, it's South Park, Bigger, Longer, Uncut.
There we go.
Without a doubt.
Yeah.
I have been a massive South Park fan since since '97 when it debuted.
Yep.
On TV, but it's also South Park, Bigger, Longer, Uncut. It, like basketball, it's one of those films that you can just throw on it, but it's in all honesty, I've seen it so many times.
Yeah.
It's definitely it's up there for my favorite musicals of all time.
Mm-hmm.
Just the songs are extremely catchy. What will Brian Boitano do up there? Kyle's mom's bitch.
Yeah.
Blame Canada.
And of course, Oscar nominated Blame Canada.
Yeah, it's in my opinion, it's not the best song of the film. It's
probably
for me,
the only one that's safe enough to put up on the Oscars, though.
Oh yeah, yeah. My personal favorite is La Resistance.
Yeah.
The main leading up to the war, the night before the big USO, so for the battle between U.S. and Canada. It's definitely one of those films that I've seen it so many times. I'll start as soon as I start watching it. I'll start just mouthing the words as they're happening. Uncle Fucker.
Yes. That to me, it's just the whole ridiculousness of that song. That's the one that sticks out to me more than most others on there. But that song tickles me.
Oh yeah. No, it's just a film that I love so much, and like I've said, I'm someone that South Park's been on for about 21 years now.
Yeah.
21. Yeah, 21. I think they're going into season 22 now.
Mm-hmm.
And I think each episode, for the most part, each episode's up there with the last, and it's just a show that I think gets better as they go along.
No, absolutely. It is what it says on the tin. It's an episode of South Park, but bigger and longer. And uncut. The Blame Canada was nominated but lost out to Phil Collins, which Phil Collins paid for by being ridiculed through the entire following season.
Oh yeah, especially getting his Oscar shoved up his ass.
Yeah.
The Ritalin episode.
Mm. No, it's
but also that episode brought us Timmy.
Oh yes.
Hey, thank you, Phil Collins.
Yeah, there's not many people that can actually say that. It was the highest grossing R-rated animated film. Up until Sausage Party came out 2 years ago, and that's absolutely. Have you seen that Sausage Party?
Oh yeah.
Are you a fan?
I'm hit and miss. Like, so it's definitely one of those films that I could that I'll watch.
Yeah.
If I see, but it's not like something that I would say that okay, yeah, it's on my list or any sort of list for me. But it's just I enjoyed it, but it's just not. Like, it's one of those ones that maybe I'll throw on, but it's not a go-to for me.
No. To me, it would have been an absolutely amazing short.
Yes.
To make a full feature film out of it was stretching the concept a little bit too far, and I think the end just did me completely. I was tuned out, but I won't spoil it for those that are there. In Guinness World Records of 2001, the film was said to have the most profanity used in any animated film. A total of 399 swear words in an animated film.
I wonder what the record was beforehand.
I can't imagine there was probably too many.
I know.
It's one of those ones where it's this is the most of anything, but nothing was before it. It's still right.
It set the standard.
Very much so. And this obviously Trey Parker and Matt Stone.
Matt Stone.
Yeah, obviously move on from this into others, carry on with it, but also give us then the. In me, I still another one that makes me crease is Team America: World Police.
Oh yeah. No, I love that film.
Yeah, it's
to play off the old Thunderbirds.
Yes.
Because I've always been an early riser, so for me, they those old episodes would the Thunderbird episodes would be always on 5 o'clock in the morning or something like that, and I'd be up and I'd watch them.
Yeah. Okay. No. It's one that, South Park I really, really enjoy. I don't see too much of it because it's not really on in the UK anymore. It used to be.
Really?
You have to go hunting for it to find it. It's not on one of the prime, the network TVs or anything like that anymore. It used to be. It's kind of dropped down to. It's now maybe if you're flicking through on the TV menu, it's now maybe in the 5th or 6th different page to get down to them. But yeah, okay, moving on. Cracking through them. Who's your favourite director?
Favorite director, it's debatable, but someone that I go to that I pretty much liked or loved all of his films. With the exception of one or two, in this case one, but it would be Quentin Tarantino.
Okay, what's the one you don't like?
It's probably the one that most people if you ask them, they'll say that a lot of people will Hateful Eight, just because I didn't like it's just extremely dialogue heavy, and it just it's the one that I didn't enjoy as much. And don't get me wrong, all of his other films I enjoy very much.
Yeah. With
the exception of that double feature that him and Robert Rodriguez did.
Yes.
Grindhouse and
Grindhouse. Yes. Yeah. No, I mean it's his catalogue of films: Reservoir Dogs, Pulp Fiction.
Jackie Brown,
Kill Bill,
Glorious, Inglourious, Django.
Absolutely.
All those films are
Django Unchained. As you say, he's a very divisive director. I think is the easiest way of putting it. So you either like them or you don't. There is no middle ground on them. I quote Reservoir Dogs as being one of the film that actually got me into liking, not liking films because I liked Star Wars and what before, but made me start looking more into what films are, if if that
Yeah.
makes any sense.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah.
And
No.
from there,
Like
which sent me off on a tangent into films like Killing Zoe, and from there I find Heat, which reintroduced me to Michael Mann and took me through there. So I Tarantino for me will always hold a special part, just for leading me onto the path that takes me through all the way, and leading me here eventually. I suppose it's going to go all the way there, but is it?
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
just because of my age, like my first experience for Tarantino was, I think it was 2002 or 2003, whenever Kill Bill Volume 1 came out, just because of, at that time, I think I was like 11 or 12 at the time, so I wasn't, before then I wasn't too into his other...
Yeah.
Wait, no, sorry, I believe I was like 14 at the time, and so not old enough to really enjoy his other films if I had seen them, but like, since then, I saw Kill Bill and loved it, and since then become a huge fan of all of his work.
Yes,
pretty much.
No, absolutely, it is. And there's one that is, I think, is he turned around and says he's got 12 films in him in total, and then he's retiring. Is it?
I thought it was originally 10.
Was it 10? Was it? I mean, I remember he put.
It's like I remember a lot of people talking about Hateful Eight being his him. They fucking a lot of talk about Hateful Eight being like near his last film, or like he's had like 10. I don't think, because like it was, because everyone was talking like he's talking about retiring really soon. So
yeah, it might be. I mean, he's on nine full-on feature films at the moment, so it may well be. But with that said, I think he's got he's got 2 on the slate. He's got a Star Trek film.
Yeah, which I think that definitely, and that's a personal bucket list for him. So
I think so. Yeah, that I'm actually quite looking forward to that. To see what he does with it. Whether he'll just go, because obviously he's done mainstream before. He's done episodes of CSI.
Oh yeah.
So he can play in other people's sandboxes.
Yep.
But the other one obviously is Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, which is sort of the Manson.
Oh
kind of
yeah.
storyline one around the summer of there. That's got a hell of a cast coming up onto it. That's Margot Robbie, DiCaprio, Brad Pitt.
Yes. Yeah.
So that one's should be really good when that one comes through. Brilliant. You're not the first person to mention Tarantino on there. I can't remember it for the life of me. I'm trying to remember who it was. But you're not the first person to bring up Tarantino on the list.
Have you talked with Henry Sanchez or Mike Hanley?
No, neither of those.
Okay. Because I know they're both massive Tarantino fans.
I may be doing it, and maybe it'll probably upset because I know he listens. It might have been Ryan Perlman because I know he.
Okay.
Yeah, I know he's been on it. With him, it rings a bell. If I'm wrong, I'm sure he'll let me know.
Yeah, no. I was just editing his last match that he did for Full Metal Trivia last week, and like the second round was Tarantino, and I would be surprised. I would be a little surprised if Tarantino was.
Oh right, okay, fair enough.
With his score in that round.
Oh okay, right. Okay, in which case then...
Just kidding, Ryan. You know I love you.
Right, so now I need to brush up on Tarantino and then challenge Ryan to a Tarantino match. Right. Okay, moving on then. What's your favourite film from your childhood?
Oh, yeah. This is probably, without a doubt, it's kind of led into a franchise with all the TV and just everything, but it's the Mini Adventures of Winnie the Pooh.
Okay.
As a kid, I was just a massive Winnie the Pooh fan.
Yep.
Just like that bear full of fluff, but the Mini Adventures of Winnie the Pooh with the whole. It's still one of the quotes that every time I go outside it looks like rain. It looks like rain. I go putt putt. Looks like rain. Mm-hmm. And just like the little black rain cloud that Winnie the Pooh sings when he's trying to steal honey from the bees.
Yeah.
It's one of those films that really meant a lot to me as a child. Unfortunately, I keep trying to find a DVD or something of it, but every time I look for it, it's so ridiculously expensive, and
it was
kind of breaks my heart.
77, I think, when this came out, wasn't it? It's probably one of those that although obviously some films
Yeah.
are quite easy to pick up on from '77.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's not one that's it's really the best.
Yeah. And like I've said, it also spins off to the franchises, like TVs, the other movies,
Yes.
everything. Winnie the Pooh meant so much to me when I was a child.
Yeah.
Like,
No, it's I've my wife is a massive. She's a Tigger fan and an Eeyore. Tigger and Eeyore were her pair. Coming through with it. So much so when my eldest was first born, his bed was filled almost down one side of the cot was all Winnie the Pooh characters.
Nice.
Tiggers and an Eeyore was probably taller than him for the first 8 months of his life. It was a massive thing. It must have given him nightmares growing up.
No.
It's such a heartwarming story, and it continues to enthrall even young kids today. It really has stood the test of time with it all.
Oh, yeah. And I'm extremely excited for the Christopher Robin story that's come out soon.
Yeah.
Like that teaser trailer that was released a couple months ago, like, and how like Winnie the Pooh's Canadian too. He's from Winnipeg, so that's Winnipeg, Manitoba, Canada. So.
Oh, there you go.
The black bear from just because like in Canada, like especially growing up, we had all these heritage moments talking about Canada's history and all that.
Yep.
And that was one of the big ones there. Like the kid Christopher Robin meeting a black bear and calling it Winnie the Pooh and all that.
Yeah.
It's just a film. It's a film and a franchise that I hold really near and dear to my heart.
Yeah. Okay. Brilliant. Okay. Kind of on the same kind of trip. What's your favourite animated film?
Like with that, they're just because like I didn't really want to go twice there, but and also especially in the '90s when it comes to the Disney films.
Yeah.
And it's but I'd go with The Lion King from 1994.
Yeah. No, absolutely. It's
but it's
our
hard.
lists coincide here.
I know. It's also hard to say because like I said in the '90s, like The Hunchback of Notre Dame, Mulan, Pocahontas, Aladdin, Hercules, even Tarzan.
Yeah.
And South Park and all that. Like
yes.
The '90s was a really great year for animated. Well, sorry, the '90s was a really good decade for animated films.
Yes,
without
a
doubt.
Yeah, absolutely. The Lion King. I mean, for me, it's just the Shakespearean aspect of it. The way you bring in what's essentially a kids' film, but you bring in this basically Hamlet with animals down into it and telling the story to kids.
I know.
Yeah,
it's got my favorite Disney villain song too. Be Prepared by Scar. Like that's just a song that it's my like I said, it's my favorite villain Disney song. Just the whole like then kind of like the Nazis, the hyenas being like the Nazis and Scar being Hitler, and it's just such an intense and quite powerful song.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, with the new one, I mean, obviously it's not a live action, but with Jon Favreau's updated version of it, I can forgive all others. I would, if that is in there, even if it's just the theme song behind it, just the beat behind it, that would tick my box enough for me.
Yeah. Then again, I get already Jon Favreau and doing another live action Disney remake from a Disney animated.
Yeah.
Without a doubt, like Jungle Book was, like for me that was 5 out of 5 stars for me.
Oh
so.
yes. The way that they melded it with the only thing that's actually live action being Mowgli.
Yes.
The way and you can't tell that jungle is CG.
No. Oh God, no.
If they bring even 80% of what they've done with the action of there, then this new Lion King is going to be great.
Oh yeah.
The cast of this, though, obviously Jeremy Irons knocks it out of the park as Scar.
Jonathan Taylor Thomas.
Matthew Broderick as Simba.
Yeah.
Darth Vader himself as Mufasa.
Yeah.
It's.
Wait, who did Matthew Broderick play young Simba?
I believe it was.
Oh, played him as an adult.
Oh god, now you're asking me.
Okay. No. I think.
I know. Sorry, no. Broderick did adult Simba.
Okay, I'm pretty sure.
It's younger.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And like you've also got Nathan Lane as Timon.
Yes.
Timon and Pumbaa. You've got
two of the most perfect comic sidekicks. Again, in any live action or animated film.
Oh
those
god,
pair were
yeah.
just perfect. With
like you compare those two with Bobcat Goldthwait and who was Pain from Hercules.
Oh,
I guess Pain and Panic, and then you've got Timon and Pumbaa, like two perfect icon, really pretty iconic. Not really, I guess not really iconic, but like really.
Oh no,
right
I'd be right. I'd Timon and Pumbaa for the age. If you are a child watching there, Timon and Pumbaa are your comedy growing up. I would put them as there.
Oh yeah, I was just also thinking with Pain and Panic from Hercules, those two.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, but like those two are real. Pain and Panic, Timon and Pumbaa are two iconic duos for, at least for me. Like, one's good, the other's bad, but like they're a good. They both make a good pairing, like R2 and C3PO.
Yes.
When you think of pairs.
Yeah, you can't separate them. Okay, right, brilliant, again, it's one that was on my list for my favourite animated film. It's one that I will watch time and time again. Okay, right, moving on then. What's your favourite quote from any film?
Once again, I'll definitely go back to Star Wars on this one, but it's May the Force be with you.
Absolutely.
It's that's probably something that I say to a lot of people when where we finish a conversation or whatever. It's just like, may the Force be with you. It's just something fun. It's just something that I happen to comes out of my mouth when it's. What can I say? I love Star Wars too much.
No, it's obviously myself. I hear someone else say it, and I always add the always, and then may the Force be with you. Always.
Yeah.
It is one of the most recognisable quotes. Someone says it, they know where it's coming from.
Oh yeah.
No one needs to think about it.
Yeah, it's either that or for like if someone responds with either always for that or just like if you go to someone, I love you, and you go, I know.
Yeah.
That's when you go like, okay, yeah, high five, and I meant to be.
Yeah. No, absolutely. Yeah, it's yeah. I couldn't separate my list. I had 4 down on head. That was one of them. Yeah, it's one of the most well-known from all movies ever done. Okay, fantastic. Racing through these, we're nearly there. We're getting through them. Who's your favourite actor or actress?
Like for me, it's kind of hard to say for me. It just because like it comes down to was the actor or actress good for the role or a good fit for the film itself. I can't really choose just because like I've got too many and they each fits different categories, so it's hard to say. Like I could and also I'm a pretty decent fan of like character actors too. Like ones that you don't expect them to be in a film, but when you see that they are in the film, then you go, damn, okay. wow, you're in this. Like, for example, like Christopher Walken or
Yeah.
oh my god, I'm drawing a blank on his name now. Tim Curry.
Right, yes.
Tim Curry's definitely one of those character actors that I get excited if I see him pop up in a film.
Yeah. No? Okay.
So it's relatively hard for me to really narrow down between so many.
Yeah. Okay. No, that's absolutely, as you say, when you watch a lot of films, when you there's so many that you do like, sometimes as you say, it's like I just don't know. I like them, but if I say I like them, but I really do like them, and I don't want to put them down by saying they're there or they're there. No, absolutely fine. No problem at all with that.
Oh yeah, hell, I'd have to separate by like, are they like comedians? Like I could go with John Candy or Chris Farley, Adam Sandler in the '90s, Jim Carrey in the '90s.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, you won't go Adam Sandler nowadays.
Oh yeah.
No. All right. Okay. We'll move on from that then. Into two of the quite regularly most controversial questions that we have on the list here. But what is your most overrated film?
That would have to be Inception.
Whoa.
Yeah.
All right,
well, it just gets like it's so.
The muscles coming in from everybody else that's listening here.
Yeah. Well, it's just because like it's so beloved by so many people, and for me, it's a little boring, and it comes off trying to be too smart for its own good.
Okay.
And it's just like it's a long movie, and it can get a. There's the dead period, kind of like uneventful periods that happen in there, and it's just like character development's not. And this year's character development, like for a lot of the characters, they're not really well defined, for the most part. But and that's probably going to sound weird when you hear my next one, but for number 16, but for a different aspect. But like I'd have to go with Inception. It's not one of those films that like a lot of people rave about, but it's not one of those films that I personally enjoy. So
yeah, I mean, after I turned around and said it's on me, I had Fury Road as one of my most overrated on my list. I can't say too much about this. Obviously, it's as you say, it is beloved by a lot of people. Won 4 Oscars, nominated for I think another 4 or 5, including Best Picture. Okay, go on.
That's why. Just like it's one of the films that is, like I said, beloved, and also like it gets a lot of recognition and all that. But it's just like one of those films that I personally don't happen to enjoy. So it's just like that's why I consider it overrated for me.
Yeah, absolutely. So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to take a step back and wait for everybody else to come in on this one.
Especially Woodburn, bring Woodburn.
Oh no, Woodburn! You've not slagged off Dark Knight. You're safe from Woodburn.
Yeah.
Okay.
Dark Knight's not the best of the trilogy, so.
I have thought the same with you. I mean, Dark Knight is an underrated classic. No, is that not where you were going? Okay, right.
I was going to go Batman Begins.
Yeah,
but...
no, I would. Yeah. Right. We'll flip that on its head though. What is your most underrated film?
A film that came out last year that a lot of people dislike, but I enjoyed and I get, and like I said, as a concept of the character development, there's not a lot of it in this film, but it's Dunkirk.
Okay.
Yeah, the Christopher Nolan film, but it's just like also kind of like it's kind of it takes place in a relative short period of time, like a couple hours.
Yeah.
But and it's not really about the character development. It's about the event itself and everything and the stuff going around it.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel that it takes you there in such a good way, and it's also the audio for it. Like you can literally, definitely a film that you could watch with your eyes closed and
Yes.
Catch everything as if you were watching with your eyes open.
Yeah, I mean, it won for Oscars for both sound editing and sound mixing in there. The sound through it. It's although I remember that it came up before on someone else's. I think it was Dan Allen's.
Oh, okay, Dan Allen.
Yeah,
okay.
he brought it up, and I was ashamed to tell my hand up and say that. As a Brit, I've still not seen this. It's on my list still to watch.
Yeah.
I've still not watched it yet.
If nothing else, I definitely think it's a film that's worth watching.
Yeah.
Especially for it. I don't want to go with the whole nationals reason for watching it, but like, it is like an undertold. It's a big event that happened in World War II, but it's also one of those that doesn't get talked about too much.
Yeah.
But for me, I do think I still need to do this as a companion piece for Darkest Hour. So like that's my next goal for when I actually watch it again.
Yeah.
So watch Darkest Hour, then throw on Dunkirk.
No, that's absolutely. I can't disagree with you. I mean, it won Oscars, so is it that much underrated? Is all I'd say on there with it. I've not seen it, so I've got no opinion either way. Okay. Yeah. Brilliant. Moving on then. What's the film that you like that no one would expect?
I don't know if I could. I decided to consider this like a good, a guilty movie pleasure that a lot of people probably wouldn't expect. But for me, that's Howard the Duck.
Oh, right.
Yeah, I know. Yes. It's just like I know it's bad. I know it's not good, but it's just like one of those films that it's really like people enjoy The Room. I've seen The Room twice and I don't enjoy it, but like for when it comes to so bad it's good films, but like for me it's like Howard the Duck. It's so bad, and it kind of does try to take itself seriously a little bit, but it just like doesn't. It falls flat on its face so much, and especially for the early '80s, like when it comes to visual effects holding up, they do not at all. But it's just a film that I can just like chuckle at and just have some fun watching it. It just like like, the duck puns, play duck, just duck foo. It's just one of those films that you shake your head and you're just laughing at the film. It's just one of those films that I do enjoy, but I also really know how bad and how much it falls flat on its face that it actually does.
Yeah, I mean, obviously people are it's never going to win any awards for being anyone's favourite films.
Oh, okay. I was going to say it's won a good amount of Razzies.
Oh, yeah, there was that. Yeah, I mean, what was it? Worst picture, worst screenplay, worst star, worst effects.
Yeah.
Yeah, even Tim Robbins, bless him, in there. Even he got one for worst supporting actor.
Yeah.
It's it's not good, but as you say, it's one that
it's so bad it's good.
Yeah, if you're of an era when you're there and you're growing up when this comes out, it's kind of a guilty pleasure. I think the ideal way of putting this.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Brilliant. All right. Let's go from one extreme to another. What's your favourite classic?
Classic. It's one that I enjoyed the book. I've enjoyed the film. I despise the remake, and that's Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory.
Okay. Yeah. Absolutely.
And like Gene Wilder as Willy Wonka, and you got like. I remember when I first heard about this back when I was in grade 3. we read the book, and then like
Yep.
we'll watch the movie. And as soon as I finished watching the movie in class, there, it's another one of those movies that I absolutely fell in love with the wonder, just like like the Chocolate Factory. It's just definitely one of those films that I've really enjoyed, and I'll still appreciate. I'll throw it on once every couple of years or something like that. And I'll read the book too. So it's just, but the remake, that's not
the Johnny Depp remake of it is not the best.
It's not. Gene Wilder did Willy Wonka as relatively the dark and not really. Well, I guess not exactly dark, but just like really kooky, weird.
Yeah.
Weirdness, and you didn't need Tim Burton and Johnny Depp turning it up 100-fold.
No, that's it. You didn't need the Burton-esque on there.
No.
The story itself is almost Burton enough.
Oh yeah.
Without putting his touch onto it.
Oh yeah.
I've loved Charlie and the Chocolate Factory since, and I mean I'm 40 plus now. I remember reading the book at my primary school in when I was 6, 7, 8.
Oh yeah.
My boys are now reading the books themselves.
Nice.
It's got that I don't think there's many other stories that span the 30 odd years, 40 years, and still they get just as much out of it as as I did then. And that's just the book, even without going around and saying, "Oh, that book you really liked. Let's go and watch the film."
Yeah, and no, because there's not too. It's kind of like it's so. What's the word in for like? It just takes place in the one setting, pretty much, and it's not. You don't really have. It's kind of like a fantasy factory.
Yep.
So like you don't have to. Everything can still hold up. Like you could see, you could see it back then. You can see it happening now too. So
yeah,
it transcends time, I guess.
No, absolutely. Obviously, young Charlie Bucket, the actor who played in Peter Ostrom, it's the only film role he ever done.
Really?
He did not. Way back. Again, it's another one that got brought up not that long ago. For the life of me, I can't remember which guest brought it up. I
think that I don't mean to steal from Chanter, but I think it was Chance.
Was it Chance? It may well have been. May well have been last week. It's that fresh in my memory. It must have been Chance, to be honest, because my memory is not that good. But as I say, yeah.
Because I do remember Chance talking about it, but like, honestly, like I was debating between Willy Wonka, kind of Wizard of Oz, Singing in the Rain, and Casablanca. But just like the one that really means that I can appreciate the most is Willy Wonka. Yeah. So I had to go with that.
No, absolutely no problem with that whatsoever. Okay, we're moving on then. We're nearly there. Last but one. What's the film with your best soundtrack?
Okay, like I've said before, either South Park, Bigger, Longer, Uncut, or another with Sweeney Todd or Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 1.
Okay, yeah. Absolutely.
Those are my top three. Yeah. I just thought of Guardians off the top of my head right now, but like with soundtracks that I could just throw in and just like. Actually, I'll probably go for this one here. It's gonna be. It's actually just because it's the actual. But it is a bunch of songs that actually mean a lot to the film itself. But like it's still a bunch of songs.
Yes.
I'd have to go with. I have to kind of disqualify Guardians, but with Sweeney Todd or South Park. Both like I was saying with South Park.
Yep.
But I'm going to go with Sweeney Todd on this one just to talk about Sweeney Todd.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
That's another one of those soundtracks that I can, for a lot of it, I can sing word for word on the songs, and it just like everyone there, Sacha Baron Cohen, Alan Rickman, Johnny Depp,
Yep.
Helena Bonham Carter, all of them, and I'm drawing a blank on who played the kid and who played the captain of the Sweeney Todd's friend that he arrived with on London on, but it's just like London or like no place like London or the bar when they're doing him and Sacha Baron Cohen are doing the saving contest or the worst pies in London.
Yeah.
Just like there's so many really great songs on. And pretty much everything in that film is sung. Yeah. And like everyone does a great job in it. Like Johnny Depp, Alan Rickman, Helena Bonham Carter. It's just so fantastic for me. It's probably my favorite musical.
Yeah, no, absolutely. It's, as I say, it's going from one extreme to the other to a story where with Burton and Johnny Depp, where you didn't need their style on it and their visual style on it.
And it works so good for the Sweeney Todd.
Yeah, absolutely nailed it. It's absolutely perfect for this scene for it. I always remember Sacha Baron Cohen actually on his audition sang the entire score of Fiddler of the Roof to Burton to say, look, I can do this. I like this is me, just to get the film.
Definitely, Sacha Baron Cohen is kind of like an underappreciated actor in himself. Just like he's got so much range, and he's actually really talented and different as an actor. What he can do at like different voices or different characters or anything like that. So like, and it's this thing that's made him really famous, like Ali G or Borat.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, it's for the role he hired his own barber to consult with on shaving techniques and practice like up to 16 hours on how to handle just the razor itself. So as he's doing the actual role, he's taking it serious. No, absolutely. Okay, well, it's good. Obviously, with this one, it's a rarity. It's not a score not done by Danny Elfman as well, though.
Yeah.
It's no. Okay, brilliant. Moving on, we made it to the end. What's your favourite franchise?
Oh yeah, as a surprise to no one, it's going to be the Transformers films.
Absolutely, they're amazing.
Yeah, no, I can't even.
No, I can't.
I can't even do that with a straight face. Not at all. I am a fan of franchises just because it does give me like different movies to watch, like how the Planet of the Apes or even the Pirates of the Caribbean, Star Trek, MCU, or whatever.
Yeah.
But it's going to be Star Wars, without a doubt. Star Wars has been a huge factor in my life, pretty much roughly about 26, 25 years.
Yeah.
It started my love for film. It's going to continue with. By all likelihood, it's probably going to outlive me.
Oh yeah, these films aren't stopping anytime soon now.
Oh yeah, no, and granted, they may be like a little bit of like the prequels or Last Jedi, which could be hit or miss, but
yeah,
there's a lot more hits than there are misses. So
absolutely. I mean, even Last Jedi, okay, turn around, yeah, it's the most divisive of all the Star Wars films.
Yes,
but you can never class it as being a failure.
Oh no,
that took some hella money.
Oh yeah, no, just like, and hell, it's just like as a franchise in itself. You've got TV, you've got comics, you got books, you've got the movies, you got the video games, like. And as someone who was a fan of the old Legends canon or EU, when it comes to like the books, I've read a lot of the old what are now Legends books.
Yes. I mean, I don't think you can get any better than the original Thrawn trilogy of those.
I know.
That Timothy Zahn's Thrawn trilogy.
Timothy Zahn.
I've still got them somewhere knocking in the house. I refuse to get rid of them.
Like, and also on top of that too, like if you good must read, even though it's not. Hopefully, a lot of it becomes canon. But Darth Plagueis, like I know Kristen Harloff talks about Plagueis a lot, but it's such a good book.
Yes.
That you've got the Thrawn trilogy, and then you've got Plagueis and the Rise of Darth Vader.
Yeah, it's. I mean, again, it's what mine was. It's the answer that Chance's was, and I think by the time we actually get around to this, if I actually go around and actually look back and get the numbers for it, I've got a feeling it'll be there, just for the length of time it's been going. Okay, fair enough. You got the MCU, which is 16 films, done more films, but it's 10 years, but to have the same storyline running through 30, 40 something years is just, it's never going to be repeated, and it's so ingrained in pop culture that it's never going to stop.
Oh God, no.
Especially now he's got the mouse money behind it as well.
Oh yeah, and he, like I said, you may get one or two bad films, but for every bad film you're probably going to get like 2 or 3 good ones. So yeah, I'll take it.
No, absolutely. As far as I'm concerned, that's the right answer.
I can't disagree with that.
No, there we go. And what a fantastic note to leave on. We are done. Thank you once again to this week's guest, Mark Boric. Thank you very much for coming on.
Thanks for having me.
Before we go anywhere, plug some things. Your shows, your YouTube, your away you go. The mic is yours.
Okay. You can catch me at on Full Metal Media. Check us out at Full Metal Media on YouTube, and look us up on Facebook, Full Metal Media. We're also part of Worldwide Movie Games, which there will be trivia and movie battlegrounds, or we're the trifecta that makes up Worldwide Movie Games. Look everyone up on Facebook and YouTube. Subscribe, join our Facebook pages. On Full Metal Media, we do the Full Metal trivia matches, Full Metal call-out matches, Full Metal trivia and call-out matches. We do one of each a week. This week we're doing our Marvel week for hyping up for Infinity War when it comes to, and then we also do our live shows, which are like nostalgia goggles, which will take a film that one person liked from the 90s and another person liked from the 80s, and we'll battle them out against each other. Full Metal 5s, where basically it's our top, kind of like our top 10 show, but like we come up with a list of 7 films, we narrow it down to 5, we order the movies from the 1 to 5 with our feature panelists, usually of 5 people. Yep. I do Full Metal commentaries, which usually on the weekend we'll watch a movie and talk about it as we're watching it. Usually I'm joined by my co-host Jessica Morgan,
who's actually on the list to be on this show as well.
Nice.
Trying to find a way in there and find some time to get it done.
And also, we're always coming up with, there's Dan Skip Allen's 52 movies and why they matter.
Yep.
That goes up every Wednesday. That he's done. He's already done 2 episodes of The Godfather, Trainspotting, and Donnie Darko.
And it's one that I'm due to come on. I need to sit down with Jeremy, and me and Jeremy have got an episode of that coming out.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so that's going to be good. We can sync up.
And in the next 2 weeks, he's got Superman 1, and he's got Star Wars: A New Hope coming out in the next 2 weeks, respectively. Yeah. And we're always coming up with new shows and whatever. And look us up on YouTube and Facebook, Full Metal Media, and join in, come be a part of the family.
Okay, fantastic. Right up top, because I've forgotten the midweek one. Thank you very much to Shay Watson and his group Princip for kindly donating me the first 10 seconds of one of their songs for the intro to there. We, as a podcast, we're on iTunes and Podbean, so please download the episodes, follow the Podbean feed, or subscribe via iTunes. Rate and review, please. It really does help, so I can know who is out there and who's helping. If you fancy being on the show, on one of the main shows, then you can email the podcast on thatmadeyourlist@outlook.com. We're on Twitter with @thatmadeyour. We have our own Facebook page where most of where the posts generally come. It's that's on That Made Your List. You can find all your old episodes on there, as well as the pinned post of the questions that get asked. Please get involved on there, comment on the posts, tell me if I've been harsh on his things. I think I've been quite kind this week, actually. Or likewise, if you think they made a poor decision on something, although please don't be rude, be polite with them. I've been Dave Goodger, he's been Mark Boric, and this has been That Made Your List.